Howdy, howdy, what is going on, y'all? Welcome to my channel. For those of y'all who don't know me, I am Steven, or as the Army likes to call me, Specialist Hargis. So right now, I'm currently at AIT, and so the purpose of this video is just sort of just go over um, what happens at AIT and what it's like. So my MOS that I've been in training for the past 6-7 weeks is 88 November, which is Transportation Management Coordinator. And so what we do is we sort of oversee all of the logistics and um, shipping of personnel and equipment for deployments and making sure that everything is where it needs to be, when it needs to be there, and just tracking it, making sure all the logistics and supply chain stuff is going okay. So AIT, it's Advanced Individual Training for those of you who aren't in the military. So it's what you go to after you finish basic training, and it spans anywhere from like 6 weeks to I think almost like a year. I don't know what the longest one is, but I chose this one honestly partially because it was the shortest AIT out there, and so I was like, heck yes, please just get me out there. I'm in the reserves, so I'm only once I finish this, I'm going back home to Texas, and then it's just going to be 1 week in a month, which is super nice, and it's great for me because then I can have like my civilian job and my civilian life back in order. So AIT, what is life like here at AIT? It's a lot better than basic in some aspects, and in some ways it sucks a little bit more. So basically, wake up for us here. I am in my company, which is in the 266th Quartermaster Battalion. Um, and so at Fort Lee, which is where I'm at right now for AIT, you have ordnance side and you have quartermaster side. So things are run a little bit differently in the quartermaster and then versus the ordnance side, and then also even within the quartermaster and ordnance side, every company is sort of run in its own way. And so for my company, it's cool. We wake up around when I first got here. We started waking up at 4 a.m. every morning, and then we would have room inspections every single morning, which is way different. We didn't do that at basic, but then as we got into it, we started doing waking up at 4:30 a.m. And then from there, we'll clean our rooms, get everything in order for the day, and then we have first formation usually around 5:15ish, and then from there we do PT from 5:30. We do PT and stretching from like 5:30 till about 6:20, and then after that we go to chow. And so for my company, which is my company, we have 88 Novembers, which is Transportation Management Coordinators, and we also have another MOS, which is 92 mics, and those are mortuary affairs. So my company is actually relatively small, which I enjoy. So there's not as many people. Whereas if you have like 92 golfs, which I think are cooks, they have like 3 different companies, and they're just massive. There's so many people who are cooks here at AIT. So AIT is cool in the fact that once you pass your PT test, you get weekends. You get pass on weekends, and so what that is for my company, we had Black Pass and Gold Pass, which Black Pass is you can go anywhere on base Saturday and Sunday, and so you can go to like it's on a mall. It's called the PX, which has like a place where you can go shop and buy clothes, and it has a couple of restaurants and a couple other small stores, but it's not. I mean, it is what it is for training, so it's nice. So we do that. I usually go like today. I had Qdoba and had a burrito and stuff, which was nice. Excuse me. And then, so yeah, once you pass your PT test, which will usually happen like the 2nd or 3rd week. For us, it was on the 3rd week, so we didn't have pass until week 3. So you get Black Pass, then after Black Pass, you have Gold Pass, which you can leave base. So right now we're on Gold Pass, but sometimes you don't have that much free time to do anything. So you'll just stay on base. So yeah, what does a day look like? So after morning PT, you go to class, and so our class was at the transportation school. So we're there from about 8 a.m. in the morning till about 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and with that, we that's where you learn everything for your MOS and your specific job within the military. So for us, we were on the computer a lot, so we were doing a lot of training and learning how to fill out paperwork and learning how to do the software, which is TC AIMS 2, which is where we log in all the personnel and equipment and making sure that everything's accurate, because you don't want to have too many or not enough like food or equipment and making sure you have the right vehicles and the right mode of transportation to get everything to where it needs to be. So it was really cool. So it's actually a lot better than basic because even during school we get a break probably like every hour, and that break is usually 10 to 15 minutes. And you're allowed to have snacks, which is great. You are allowed to have drinks, so you're allowed to have stuff other than water, which is, I love it. So I was allowed to have like soda for the first time here in like 3 months. So that was really cool. Love that. So yeah, from 8 to 4 we're in class. Then after 4 we go back to our barracks. And so I'm in the barracks right now, and I'll show the video sort of about like what a typical room looks like, and also what the classroom looks like. But yeah, after that we go back to the barracks, go back to my company, and hang out for like 20-30 minutes. Then we have chow formation usually around like 5-ish, and then we have dinner chow, and you have final formation after dinner chow, which is usually around 6, and then you have personal time from like 6:15 till toe the line, which toe the line is ultimately like your final formation, but it's where you stand outside of your room so they can get accountability for every single person to make sure that they're in the building and they are where they need to be. And so yeah, during that personal time after final formation, after dinner chow, you can sort of do what you want to, but you have to stay within the barracks or like the barracks grounds. So you can go outside and play basketball, and then there's also a day room that has like foosball and a pool table, and then there's vending machines in there, and you can get snacks, but it has to stay down there. You can't bring it back up to your room, but a lot of people did. Just, you got to be smart about it. Don't let the drill sergeants catch you. And also here at AIT, the discipline is so much easier. Sorry, this is bothering me. Discipline is so much easier. You don't really get smoked at AIT unless you're a complete screw up. And yeah, it's a lot more relaxed than basic training, but also with that, a lot of people lose their military bearing and sort of just go off the rails. And so in that sense, it's a little bit more annoying because people sort of go back to their old ways and just mess around and do so much crap, which is annoying because I'm a little bit older than most people here. And so you get annoyed really fast with people who are just out of high school in like 18, 19, 20 and just do whatever they want to. Yeah, it's just super annoying. But AIT is pretty cool. But 88 November, what we do is sort of, we build pallets. So we actually only, in basic training, you have 3 different field training exercises. And so here we only had 1, and it was supposed to be 3 days, but it ended up only being 2 days. And we had a 463L pallet, and we were learning how to like properly build that and secure that. And then you learn how to like load it onto, I believe it was a C-130, which was super cool. And so we had like 2 different planes. We had a C-17 and a C-130 out there, and so we were learning how to do that, and then learning how to properly weigh your vehicles and get the center of balance on those, which is actually really fun. You get to see like Himmets, Humvees, and just a bunch of different military style vehicles, which is super cool. Love that. And we had our M4s for a week, but we never even like shot them, which sort of sucked because of basic training. You go through like a whole marksmanship course and you have to qualify and stuff. So I liked that. I didn't like that it wasn't here. But we only had to carry our rifles for a week versus like 6 at basic. So that was really cool. And then yeah, it's just a lot more relaxed here. You're gonna see people who you went to basic with who are in other MOSs, so you run into them on the weekends, which is really nice. And you don't appreciate the people at basic until you don't have them anymore. Because I thought the people at basic were like annoying and terrible, but then I came here and you realize the people that are in your MOS and AIT are like 10 times worse. And so you just want to go back and be like, please give me the old people back that I had at basic in my other company mates and platoon mates. But yeah, AIT, it honestly is not that difficult. My AIT, of course, is like one of the shortest ones at like 6.5 weeks. So that's super great. But even here, the drill sergeants are a lot more relaxed and chilled as compared to basic training drill sergeants. And then your instructors that you have for your classes within your specific MOS, at least within mine, they were super funny and like loved to mess around with you. And you'll even have civilian instructors. So we had one civilian instructor who was prior military, we're retired, and so is doing this now just for supplemental income from his retirement. But it was just super cool. They all know what they're talking about, and they walk you through everything. And your classes are really small. Like my class, we only had 29 soldiers in it, and so 26 of those were just out of basic. And every single MOS, not every single one, but most MOSs have MOSTs, which is like they're people who have already been in the military for a while, and so they're wanting to switch their jobs to a different MOS. So we have 3 people who are MOSTs, so they're all sergeants, and so they're just here taking the classes with us and switching from their original MOS. And one of them was actually in the Marine Corps, and so he's switching over from the Marines to the Army and getting a job in here as an 88 November. So it's really cool. Yeah, it's been a lot more relaxed, but also at the same time, because it's more relaxed, people lose their bearing, people lose their discipline, and people just act, honestly, a fool a lot of the time, which sucks. But overall, AIT was pretty cool. I'm ready to be home, so when I went to AIT is beginning of November, so like literally November 1st through, we just graduated this past Friday, December 13th. And so typically what's supposed to happen when you graduate is you're able to, like, right after you graduate, you're able to leave, and they don't really care. But for my class, they pushed our graduation earlier, so our graduation was initially supposed to be December 18th, but they pushed it forward to December 13th. But we're still having to stay here till the December 18th, which sucks. But typically you're able to leave right when you graduate, unless you're active duty. Like Reserves, National Guard, they leave whenever, but active duty, you stay here until you get your orders to go to your duty station. And it's been cool though, because our AIT, we had it over Thanksgiving, so we had a break for that. We had it over at Veterans Day, so we had a 4-day weekend for that, and then we have Christmas right around the corner, so it's nice to be able to go home and just relax and have a breather. Being civilians, I've been in this for 17 weeks now, and I'm ready to have normal clothes. So ready, excuse me, keep on burping. But yeah, so freaking ready to be in civilian clothes. But yeah, if you have any other questions about AIT, let me know in the comments, and I will get back to you about that.